Hi everybody, this is Alchemist2 and I'm back again with another movie review. I just recently saw the Wolverine and it absolutely kicked butt in so many different ways. I was in seventh heaven. I am absolutely in love with the Japanese culture, as you probably noticed from my shirt here. Yay. It was a very apropos shirt to wear today. Um, I just thought the movie was absolutely phenomenal, and Hugh Jackman, he just raises the bar with everything that he does. Of course, this occurs after everything that has come to pass within the first film. They never really answered the question, "Where's Deadpool?" Of course, that was one question that kind of lingered in my mind, but it pushes that question to the background, and then you don't really care at all about it. You think, what's going on here, and just all these different aspects that are occurring. There's a lot of symbolism. There's a lot of emphasis on tradition and superstition. One thing that I didn't think that they got right was when the Japanese mourn, they're supposed to wear white, which they didn't. I know. Purist, so what? They weren't wearing white when they were mourning, and it kind of bugged me a little bit because when someone dies and you are Japanese, you wear white, and over here we wear black. But minor detail, minor faux pas. It didn't really amass much of anything and inconsequential. So that was just my little otaku nag. Even though I am a gaijin, yes, I notice these things because I love Japanese culture, and I guess you could call me a waifu, but whatever. Um, or they call what do they call us other than waifus? Wannabe Wapanese. Yeah, Wapanese. I think I like better than waifu. Yeah, call me Wapanese. Don't call me waifu. Anyway, I actually understood a lot of the Japanese that was spoken, even though I can't really speak the language myself. I've watched enough subtitled anime to understand, basic conversational, are you okay? Um, are hello? Are you there? And things like that. Things like names like grandfather, sister, different names. Um, it was just such a solid action flick, and there are plenty of things that are happening within this film that make it a real solid comic book movie. I think it is even better than Red 2, and it's way better than Iron Man 3. I know I'm a big fan of Iron Man, don't get me wrong, but this absolutely blew Iron Man out of the water, and there's absolutely no comparison between Wolverine and Iron Man at all. Um, Wolverine right now is my top movie of the summer, hands down. You have World War II happening, and they never really go into why Logan was kept in that underground well. This is kind of a plot hole within the mechanism of the synopsis itself, but then again, it's one of those things that's kind of pushed aside and it's not really elaborated upon, and no one really cares. It's just one of those instances that they gloss over it. And as far as the movie is concerned, I just thought it was absolutely amazing. Half the time my mouth was absolutely hanging agape in marvel and awe, and utter suspense, and my heart was palpitating most of the time. I also thought that Hugh Jackman was hot. I mean, he's got a butt that just won't quit. Hachi Machi, that's one fine butt. But anyway, moving along besides that, I will not venture into that territory again. He's still hot, but he was cut. Yeah, he looked good. Um, I loved the fact that the cultural references were accurate, except for the not wearing white part, which, I just consider that a minor setback. But the movie was just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, the scenery in Japan, I just, my ultimate dream is to take a trip there because it is, I know this sounds sort of unusual coming from a gaijin, but I really feel that Japan is my homeland, other than Greece and Rome. I don't know. I just feel this connection with the Japanese culture, and I don't know. Maybe in another life I was Asian, perhaps. It's a possibility, if you believe in reincarnation. But speaking of which, they talk a lot about immortality in this, and purpose, and there is some existentialism. And you've got a new villainess. Her name's Viper, and she is a nihilist, and she's also a masochist. She is just a cruel, sinister, evil, venomous, and I hate to use the word venomous because it's obvious. Yeah, I didn't mean to make a pun there, but she is just a dastardly foe, and she proves to be quite a match for Wolverine later on in the film. And I love the entirety of the movie, and the romance. Of course, I'm not going to go into that because that's going to give away some spoilers. I liked Yukio. I thought that Yukio was kick butt. She was definitely my ultimate favorite character, just because she could kick some hiney and take names, and plus I've always loved swordplay. I'm a big fan of that. Kendo, when they were when Daisen was fighting, I thought, holy cow! And the parkour on the tops of the buildings, on the rooftops, those tin roofs. I also liked the train scene, and I'm not going to say how they get to that exact point, but that part of the movie was, I think, the best choreographed and filmed, and it just kept you on the edge of your seat. You were just riveted the entire time. I was absolutely stricken. I was smitten, stricken, on pins and needles, and gritting my teeth the entire time that scene was going on. I also really liked the part where he's with Mariko and they're having dinner together, and he sticks his chopsticks in the rice. And knowing the culture on that I do, that is considered horrible luck. That's bad luck. It's a superstition for them, because if you do that, it represents incense being burned, and that's very disrespectful. It's just like sticking your fork in your food, and it's just bad taste and horrible etiquette and horrible manners. And if you were ever taught how to use your utensils properly, you wouldn't do that. And he does it not only once but twice. And I thought it would be sort of a foreshadowing thing, but it wasn't really. It was just kind of a middle finger to death in a way, like yeah, 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 you can't get me. I have power over you. I am indestructible. I am a man of steel. Ha! I shouldn't have said that, but actually, I'm a man of adamantium. You can't do nothing to me. But I just absolutely loved it, and the humor in it was great. And I really didn't find anything to nag about. There were some continuity problems that there's some things that really didn't make sense when the ninja were involved, and um, uh, it was very well done, and it was a really good precursor to First Class, I think. Well, actually, yeah, a very good precursor to First Class. Um, uh, they also had a clip at the end of the credits that you want to stick around for because it's a lead-in to First Class Part 2, which is already being greenlit, and a lot of you comic book nerds probably are aware of that. Um, I had to tell Dad the origin stories again. I really don't read the comics at all, but I do a lot of reading, and I do read Wikipedia, which is accurate, and I know the whole story, and of course they did it on Avengers, which the animated version of Avengers they did that, and they went back and they had Captain America and Logan together and all that, and they showed that camaraderie that they had in how they knew each other before the entire academy was formed. That's when you have First Class, they actually go into that and how that is all that the origin of that, how that is created and formed and brought to life, and just to see. I don't know what it was, but I love Patrick Stewart. I mean, he's one of my favorite actors of all time, and the man is bloody brilliant, and he plays that role just so beautifully. I almost wanted to cry when I saw him. I thought, Charles Xavier, and Magneto. I thought, Magneto. And sorry, spoiler alert, but it's for my inner fangirl, I was so happy. I could have died 1,000 times, and I would have never complained because, I would have been in Nirvana. But this movie was absolutely sugoi. It was just unbelievably done, just magnificent in every way, shape, and form. The CGI, the fight scenes, the parkour, the fight scene on the train, the sword play. The katanas were just absolutely sheer beauty in their form, and it was art, and just I was just taken so much by it, and I was explaining all these things to my dad, and as I've watched anime since I was at least 13. Well, I've watched it before then, but I didn't really know what it was called until I was 13 years of age, when I did a little bit of digging and research, and I figured out it was different from American animation. Now, that's a story for another time. All in all, I think that the Wolverine deserves a full 5-star rating. No qualms, no quips, even despite its little inaccuracies, which I'll give Stanley a pass. He does his research though. He knows what he's talking about, and I've as far as villains are concerned, Viper as a villainess, I just absolutely love to hate her. She just was so nefarious and sardonic and just downright cruel. And she kind of reminded me of Poison Ivy, of just, the worst type. I would say the ultimate bad witch variety of Poison Ivy's personality, I would think. I don't know why, but she just had that kind of essence about her. When she was going around and kissing guys, it just reminded me of Poison Ivy. I don't know, she had that same kind of quality to me. I don't know if any of you other fanboys or fangirls feel the same way that I do, but she reminded me so much of that other character, even though they're not in the same universe, though they could probably pull off a good caper together if they work side by side. Crossover! Can you imagine? It is the internet. Um, Other than that, I can't say that there really wasn't anything that I can complain too much about the film itself, and just Japan. It was filmed in Japan. Ha! What could be better? And so accurate with the love hotels. I thought, yeah, they do have stuff like that. And my dad told me a story about some sex shops, and I thought, no, I don't want to hear that story again. But those are true stories. I don't know how I got into that slightly R-rated material, but meandering along out of the depths of that murkiness. That was random, but it's just really, I think this movie is the first actual action adventure flick of the summer, other than maybe say Lone Ranger or Red 2, which I think that Wolverine even trumps those two, and it's a good thing that Disney has some capital invested in Marvel Entertainment, because Lone Ranger didn't do so well in the box office, so they made up for it, and Iron Man didn't really do that great either, so at least they'll pick up a little bit of slack with this gem of entertainment, and you will be thoroughly entertained if you enjoy comic books, superheroes, mutant powers, or if you're an X-Men fan like me. I am an X-Men geek. You will absolutely love it. It would just be completely mesmerized the entire time. My dad and I were. Dad doesn't read comic books, so he loves Wolverine. So he's a man after my own heart. I definitely recommend this movie to everybody who is a fan, whether you've read the comic or not. It's the better of the two, and it has a nice little segue into First Class Part 2. So we fans have a lot to look forward to, including another Thor, of course. We all know about that, and Avengers, Second Avengers, which will have some sci-fi element, which I eat that stuff up. I love sci-fi. Lots of good things to look forward to, folks. I'm not really sure what I'm going to be doing in the days to come, but whatever comes, I will be there to do a review of it, or whatever suits my fancy. So until next time, live long and prosper, my friends.